Yeah, Shalom again. This is the continuation of Cornelius. Cornelius, the Israelite or the Salvaged Gentiles. Continuation, alright? Continuation. So now, let me just see if I find back that thing. Yes, no, hold up. Right, so now, I did, was again the phone cut off. This Mobizen app, like you're taking up real space when you're recording now. Me know how come. So now I was saying that what when you watch, if you watch part 3, I was saying that certain laws where it was saying that they're going to be cut off, even that soul going to be cut off from among his people. The Jews, the Israelites at the time, were looking at these other Israelites and reading them laws and saying, you know what, all you're cut off, alright, all you can't come back in the fold. But this is Hebrews 7:25. Wherefore, it says, wherefore he is also able to save them to the uttermost that come unto the Most High by him, talking about Yahushai, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them. Alright? He ever liveth, he maketh intercession for them. So even if they go off, alright, the law was blocking them off. That's why the Apostle Paul break it down and he say what? Thessalonians. Ephesians chapter 2. Verse 11. It says, wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. Now circumcision is keeping the law, uncircumcision is not keeping the law. Alright? That at that time ye were without Yahushai, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. Alright, Israel, it's still pertaining to Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without the Most High in the world. But now in Yahushai, ye who sometimes were afar off, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes they were afar off. Now when you go back into history, you go understand what caused them to be afar off, because Paul's speaking to Israelites here. Paul not speaking to no blasted heathen here, he's speaking to Israelites here. He said, ye who sometimes were afar off. Let me see if I look up that word sometimes. Now when somebody says sometimes others do it, meaning it's not all the time you're going to do it. So there wasn't all the time afar off. The natural heathen was always afar off. The Most High never had them close to him. So who the Most High had close to him all the time? The Israelites. Now sometimes, meaning in times past, alright, in certain times, they went afar off. They weren't close to the Lord again. Now when you do history, you go understand why. The Greek Empire with the Hellenistic period, alright, the Roman Empire, the Babylonian Empire, alright, the Persian Empire, alright, the Assyrian captivity with the northern tribes. They were far off through these different empires and slavery, alright, and they started to keep the customs of the people of that land. So sometimes they were far off, but all the time they're supposed to be with their power. Alright? You who formerly, aforetime, at some time, alright, once, alright, once you was afar off, not all the time you was afar off, just one time you was afar off. But the actual heathen, they were always never close to the Lord. So Paul ain't speaking to no blasted heathen here, he's talking to Israelites. Alright? He's talking to Israelites. It says, Ephesians 2:13, but now in Yahushai, ye who sometimes were far off, are made nigh by the blood of Yahushai. For he is our peace, who had made both one, alright, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, making both one. Ezekiel 37, alright, bone to his bone. Take the plank of Judah, alright, and his companions, and the stick of Ephraim and his companions, and make them one stick into thy hand. Make both one, alright. and had broken down the middle wall of partition between us, because that thing separating them from coming back together. Because when you go into the order, that's why Paul say, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in the ordinances. Alright? Because there's a certain law that to go off and do this, they cannot come back into the fold. But how shall I break that down? And through faith now, believing in him, Cornelius could be saved, which was an Israelite who forefathers and thing went off. Alright? He could be saved. And any other Gentile could be saved. Alright? It says, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances. Not saying that the law is Paul not saying the law is an enemy of righteousness. No. It have things contained in the law but was blocking we from getting back into a one nation. Alright? Now how shall I come and break that down and bring both back together as one, the whole nation of Israel. Alright? But the law is good. Paul said that. Paul said the law is just and perfect and holy and good. Romans 7 verse 12. Now we see that why people just feel Paul contradicting himself. It's not that we say it. It says Romans 7 verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy and the commandment holy and just and good. So Paul is saying that the law is an enemy of righteousness. No, it had things in the law that to bring all Israel into alright. You can keep the Sabbath, even that soul shall be cut off from among his people. And who is the Most High people? The Israelites. Somebody who blatantly defiling the Sabbath, yes, they're going to get cut off. But what Yahweh come and do? He break down that. And through his blood now, through faith, alright, you have a chance of repentance to come back into the fold. Cornelius, being an Israelite, came back into the fold. And that he might reconcile. Now let me look up. Just now. I ain't finished reading. I ain't finished. For to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace. And that he might reconcile. Now when you look up the word reconcile. Reconcile. And then reconcile. To reconcile back again, to bring back a former state of harmony. Woo! To bring back a former, now the word former meaning before, state of harmony. Who was the Most High in a state of harmony with? Alright? Who was the Most High in a state of harmony with? When you read what? Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 1 to verse 3, it says, Israel was holiness unto Yahweh, and the first fruit of his increase. Alright? That was the Most High, harmony through these people. Israelites, them was was holiness unto Yahweh, but there is no holiness no more. At that point in time when Paul was on the earth, plenty of Israel wasn't walking holy no more. They were walking joined unto the heathen. The word holy meaning separate or set apart. They weren't set apart from the customs of the heathen. They were engulfed in it. Alright? It says, all that devour him shall offend, evil shall come upon them, saith Yahweh. Alright? So when you go back into Ephesians 2 verse 11. No, not 11. Now with that plenty more precepts I have, but I doubt I might be able to get through all of them. This thing go and cut off again. You know, and I feel I'll close it up here, because I believe the point was made. The word reconcile, it says what? To bring back a former state of harmony. Alright? a former state of harmony and to reconcile completely, meaning the whole nation. Bring them back. Regardless of what walks of life they come from, they went off sinning, the forefathers went off sinning, alright? The repent and sincerely believe, bring them back in. That's what Yahushua come to do. Bring back the whole nation of Israel. But right now, it only deals with the elect. But hey, through Yahushua, the whole nation going to come back. That's why I say in Romans 11 verse 26, and so all Israel shall be saved. Alright? All Israel, not some. Alright? But some had to die first and then be saved. Okay? Let me see if I can get more. No, I ain't get no more. From the Greek word.
Strong's G 604. Apakatalasso. Apakatalasso.
Right. Right. Now when you look up reconcile, you go further into it. It says to change, alright? He changed what? The hearts of the Israelites, the heathen. Exchange as coins for others of equivalent value. To reconcile those who are at variance, alright? To return to favor with. To be reconciled to one, to receive one into favor. To return to favor with. Didn't Israel fall out of favor of the Lord? Read Hosea chapter 1. They are not my people, and I will not be their God. The Most High then had no favor on them again, but what? Yahushua returned favor to the Most High. Yahushua returned favor to the Israelites in the eyesight of the Most High through faith in Yahushua. Now, this thing going on cut off again. Alright? Let me see if I could just run through a little more there quick. It says verse 16, and that he might reconcile both unto the Most High in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby, and came and preached peace to you which were far off, and to them that were nigh. Alright? For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father. Alright? Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, because what? You was at one point, because you went off, your forefathers went off, you was going off, you thought that shaving off your beard was a good thing, and that being uncircumcised was a way of life. You thought that getting tattoos was a way of life, alright, and homosexuality was a way of life. You thought that. Alright, so now Paul saying, now therefore ye is no more a stranger or foreigner, because that is how a stranger and a foreigner would operate. But fellow citizens with the saints, because you are saints. But now you come back into your nationality, so it's like you've been renewed in the spirit of your mind. You're a saint, alright? And of the household of the Most High. And who is of the household of the Most High? I'm going to just read this one last precept in Revelation 11 verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, alright? A reed like unto a rod. Now that reed like unto a rod, alright, is the men, alright, the men are the Lord. And the angels stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High. Now, what is the temple of the Most High? When I read, let me see if I can just get it quickly. It might cut off. I might have to do an next part, but I will try and see if I can get it quickly. Still, alright, the temple of the Most High. This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 17. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, alright, him shall the Most High power destroy. him shall the Most High power destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. Alright? So he said, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High. Temple of the Most High is the Israelites. Alright? The reed like unto a rod is the men, and the altar and them that worship therein. Alright? Talking about this truth. Talking about this truth. Alright? It says verse 2. But the court which is without the temple leave out and measure it not. The court which is outside the temple leave out and don't measure it. Who is that? That is the actual heathen. That is the court outside the temple. The profane ones. And who is profane? Who is scripture called profane? Scripture point out a man and say, he is profane. That is the Edomites. Alright? That is the Edomites. Alright? Alright, so how it says, but the court which is without the temple leave out and measure it not. So don't measure that. Alright, so no Edomite cannot, when you go back in Ephesians, I'm okay. When you go back in Ephesians 2, no Edomite cannot be of the household of the Most High. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High, the household, the temple. Alright? And when you read what? Revelation 11 again, it says, but the court which is without the temple or the household of the Most High leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. Talking about the actual heathen, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. The holy city is the Israelites. Alright? But the actual Gentiles cannot be part of the household of the Most High. So Cornelius had to be an Israelite. Alright? He had to. I feel I will go until it cut off. I will go until it cut off. Let's see if I get a next precept there. See if I could go back reading and read the Acts. Read Acts, go back and read Acts. It have plenty, but it's just that this phone game playing mad by 28, 28, 28, 28. Verse 29. It says, back in Acts 10 and 29, I read from 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company, alright, or come unto one of another nation, but the Most High had showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean, because why? The Most High is able to turn them back and bring them into righteousness, to make them return out of their unclean state then, and bring them into righteousness. Therefore came I unto you without gainsaying. As soon as I went, was sent for. I asked therefore, for what intent ye have sent for me? And Cornelius said, 4 days ago I was fasting until this hour, and at the 9th hour I prayed in my house. And behold, a man stood before me in bright clothing, and said, Cornelius, thy prayer is heard, and thine alms are heard in remembrance in the sight of the Most High. Send therefore to Joppa, and call hither Simon, whose surname is Peter. He is lodged in the house of one Simon a tanner by the sea side, who, when he cometh, shall speak unto thee. Immediately therefore I sent to thee, and thou hast well done, for that thou art come. Now therefore are we all here present before the Most High, to hear all things that are commanded thee of the Most High. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth I perceive that the Most High is no respecter of persons, alright? But in every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. The word which the Most High sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace by Yahushua, he is Lord of all. But it says what? In every nation, alright? In every nation. But in every nation. And when you look up that word nation, alright, and when you go into it deeper, it says, yes, no. It's a lot. It'll break down the tribe. It says what? A multitude, whether of men or beasts, associated, a company, troop, a multitude of individuals of the same nature, genus, the human family, a tribe, a nation, people, group in the Old Testament. Alright? I know like it changed. It break down to tribe just the other day I did see it. It break down to tribe. It's no, huh? Let me see something.